Hello. Made a video on this subject some time ago, and obviously people don't get the message. Obviously you do, but a lot of people don't. Lasers. Coherent light radiation. Now this is a rather weak laser. I'm not even going to turn it on since I'm filming with my camera, of course. It doesn't even have to be direct light. It could be reflected, coherent light. Any form, whether it is transmitted, reflected, or it's incident light, as long as it's coherent light, you will destroy your expensive DSLR faster than a speeding bullet, faster than a thought, and quicker than Superman. And it is a lot cheaper. It really is. It's actually cheaper in most cases to buy yourself a new camera than it is to replace the sensor inside your camera. A shutter assembly with labor is $600. A sensor replacement is, forget about it. Your camera needs to be junked and sold off for parts, because not only is it labor and the sensor, but the leveling of that sensor, you would never want anybody to replace the sensor in your camera, because re-leveling it perfectly, that should only occur at the factory. I mean, once your sensor's gone, it's like a car that's had the engine blown. It's like, screw it, it's trash, you know. Rip out the engine and sell everything off for scrap. You just go do a Google search and type in "laser destroyed my DSLR." You will find so many examples. So if you plan on going to a club, a rave, a party, and beam splitters are everywhere. You know, those actually sweeping, flat beams of light. Those are coherent beam splitters. Ones that actually write names, or that actually just sweep a beam. That's still coherent light radiation. What's the difference? Well, humanity doesn't even understand what the hell coherent light. I mean, we know that it's coherent light, but what is that actually, why is it that a 5-watt light bulb, is not even enough to read by, but a 5-watt laser, I mean, it'll burn a hole right in your ass. And I've got a 5-watt laser. That sucker, my God, just looking at the beam, not the dot, but the beam, I mean, it will hurt your eyes. It will hurt your eyes. The same difference between, I don't know if you know what iron ore is, like is found in Japan, that they make samurai swords out of, but when they actually harvest it out of the lake and riverbeds, it's as fine as dust. Well, that would be like light, okay? You throw that sand at your sensor all day long, but you melt that together and you hammer it into a fine samurai sword. That is also light. And, the same difference is, between sand and a samurai sword that'll cut you in half like a sheet of paper is the same thing. Well, it's just light, it's just laser light. Oh, really? When did you ask the thousands of people that had their camera destroyed literally at the speed of light? So, if you plan on going to a rave, a party, a New Year's party, and you don't want your camera absolutely effing destroyed, I mean, wrecked like a $5 hooker on Navy payday. Oh, that was a good analogy, wasn't it? Don't take your camera where there's, if you want to destroy it, take it there. Raves, parties, New Year's. If there's going to be laser light, put the lens cap on your damn camera. Mirrorless are more susceptible. Why? Because the shutter, it's up. It's up all the time. You're working off the electronic viewfinder. That means the sensor is always exposed. Whereas a regular DSLR camera, if the sensor, you're looking through the pentaprism and a mirror. The sensor is behind the shutter curtain until they open up. So mirrorless are more susceptible, obviously and logically so. So, like I said, if you don't believe me, just type in laser destroyed my camera. You'll find a mountain of evidence, and the sensors can't have it. And it's not temporary, it is permanent destruction, okay? Once your sensor's gone, your camera's a piece of shit. You forget about it. It's like a beautiful car with a blown engine. It's parts. It's parts. That's all it is. It's parts. Forget about it. It's gone. So, This is also another reason why you should have insurance on your camera. So remember that, because laser light is everywhere now, and every camera sensor, it doesn't matter who made it, absolutely cannot take exposure, and it doesn't even have to be direct exposure, from coherent light. Coherent light is like a samurai sword slicing into your sensor, and that is a damn fact. It's irrefutable and it's undeniable. Okay.